Welcome to Arts District. I'm your host, Carrie Saldo. eTown reaches hundreds of thousands of people with its weekly nationally distributed radio program, and it does it from its home in the eTown Hall in Boulder. Music often carries with it a message, but eTown leaders Nick and Helen curate lineups to present music and messages. During conversation with the musicians, responsibility and environmental stewardship play alongside the music.
Music cuts across every boundary and every border better than any other art form, in my opinion. It does it in a way where people can have a shared experience. And it does very subtly open people's hearts without them even knowing it.
Music is that universal language. It draws people together. It speaks to everybody. And I think it's an absolutely vital part of being human.
So music brings people together like nothing else. The idea of a radio show that would use diverse music and ideas and conversation about how we are in community with each other made a lot of sense to me. And I just got the feeling that as we became more technologically enhanced in our life, there was a danger of losing some of that connection, some of that connectivity. And so I was trying to create a radio program that would simulate that collective experience. It was almost like a festival. You know, if you're at a bluegrass festival or a jazz festival or some big event, you're having a communal experience where everybody in the audience is aiming in the same direction. They're feeling music in the same way. And there's something really beautiful about that.
eTown is sort of its own rare bird. There isn't really anything else out there like it. I think music is really the hook. And while we have their attention with the music, we offer them this food for thought and information to consider.
eTown is a community built around music, and I guess what I would call common sense stewardship ideas. That community gathers using technology, the radio or the internet. We're on a lot of commercial radio stations. We're on little community stations, college stations all over the place. I mean, we're on so many different types of radio stations. Basically, we have a worldwide audience that's exposed to the kinds of music that we've curated and the kinds of ideas that we think are relevant. And a lot of our listeners and a lot of our viewers are inspired by what we do.
So we sort of idealistically started this thing, and we've been covering things like global warming and air pollution and water quality and that sort of thing, all the way to social issues like homelessness and hunger and at-risk kids, and that we have the power really as individuals to come together and create positive change.
We hear from our listeners that there's a subtle change that happens after a certain period of time. They think a little bit differently about things like energy, like transportation, like shopping. But when you start reaching a lot of people, and a lot of people start understanding the interrelatedness of all of our decision making, then I think that becomes pretty profound.
eTown's a weekly broadcast, and it's done in the sort of old-time variety show format. So we invite two visiting musical artists. We create a venue so that they can talk about their passions and their interests. So a lot of people are drawn to being on eTown because it is more than a music show, and it is more than an interview show. It's about community, but the greater community, the community at large, of which we're all a part. So I think that is a big draw for those who choose to come on. And I think the word is out, that it's fun.
What happens during an eTown show is we have performances, so artists play live in front of an audience. But then I get to have conversations with musicians that are often about their backgrounds, their families, their interests, what they care about, what they're afraid of or passionate about.
Hi, this is Brett Dinnan, and when I'm not busy selling my soul and selling my body in foreign countries, you can find me in eTown.
I think that eTown provides that venue, a safe haven for the artists to speak their minds. But now we've been doing this for close to 23 years, so it's become a regular stop on the circuit for artists and for authors and scientists and lecturers as well. So even though it's probably the only thing out there that's this type of combination, it's become in its own way mainstream.
music and singing and rhythm is integral. It's part of what being alive is about. Music is a collaborative, participatory experience. The more people who make it, the better. Reality is we all should make music. We should all sing, right? We're supposed to sing together. That's the whole point. So the idea is to sort of democratize music making and demystify it. Let people get to know the artists who are making them and realize that, hey, they're just like me. It's just about reminding people that we're in this thing together and we can all help. And we can have fun along the way.
You can hear the eTown radio show each week on our partner station, KUNC Public Radio. Arts District is a collaboration between Rocky Mountain PBS and public radio stations KUNC and KUVO KVJZ.